Now, when working on the cooling system, work on it when it's cold. That way, when you undo the cap, it's not going to burn your hands off or spray you in the face with hot coolant. We went for a drive in the mountains the other day, yes, and it smelled a bit like coolant, so we had a little investigation. It doesn't look like this has been, radiator cap has been changed for a while, so we're going to take that off. And we got a new one. You should be getting a new one every few years because they kind of fail anyway. This one is on. But we also need to check, while we replace this cap, the coolant bypass valve. So to check that, we'll take this oil cap off. Now, chances are yours is going to be like this too. So if you are remotely looking at doing that, or if you're just doing a service on your car, have a look. So you get a screwdriver, not much, you just got to pop up this, it's just a plastic kind of piece of sheet that goes in there. And look, that is the overflow bypass valve. So it's a bleeder valve. You lift this up and it bleeds the coolant. And you can see every single one of those bolts is crusted in coolant. Now they're actually not bolts, they're screws. They're 7mm screws. So went to the local dealership and ordered one. Now it comes as a complete kit for $996. It comes with the screws, the gaskets and everything. If you have a 987, then you're going to have to get the individual pieces, so keep that in mind. But nice kit with all the bits. An easy way to tell if you have the old versus new style radiator cap, you'll see the part number. The part number there. See how it ends in a 0.01? Well, the new ones, the upgraded ones, end in a 0.04. Focus. Focus. There you go, 0.04. So get the upgraded one. So they would have, there's just rolling change. They would have changed something internally, plastic wise, spring wise, who knows what. But make sure yours has the 0.04. And if you've had it for a long time, probably more than 3, 4, 5 years, change it anyway. It's cheap. Cheap insurance. It looks like our stock one looks like it's in good condition, but it is starting to get a bit chalky. They just fail. It's something that should regularly be changed. So you can see old one, new one, looks a lot better, doesn't it? Yep, way better. Internally, it just doesn't have the wear, so we'll swap that over as well. Now that's those are all 7mm. I said, so you can try by tightening them, but they are screws into the plastic tank, so you'll be quite gentle with it. But we're just going to replace it because obviously something's leaking there. The whole internals of it got rubber gaskets and looks like something's failed. So after we've taken that panel off and inspected, it's just 7mm, super easy. So we just need to take each one of these many screws out. Okay, all the bolts are out, or undone anyway, and we'll just lift this up. We'll have a look at it and see. That's top half of it. Put that aside and we'll have a look over it, and there's the bottom half here. That's kind of stuck in there. Yeah, we'll just pry it up and see if we can get in there and pry it with the, sorry it's a bit dark, but okay. Okay, to get the bottom part out, I don't know if you can, it's gonna be hard to see this, but that's the bottom part. There's a little bit of a lip that it sits on, and I'm getting in there with a screwdriver and just kind of gently prying it up. Now you don't want to damage the surface, obviously, so just enough to kind of get it moving should be good, and then reach in and pull it out. So yeah, I just took a little pop with the screwdriver and we can get that out of there. and see what's going on here. So that's just a rubber gasket. It's a little bit dry, and then we've got some rubber O-rings which seem to be non-existent. Must have been stuck on here. Hold on. Oh yeah, there's the O-rings. So there you go. You can see how crusty and hard that is. So we'll replace that. And there's another O-ring with the kit, which is a one in here, which is absolutely rock hard. So yeah, good idea to replace this. It's not expensive and it's real easy to do. It's just a couple little screws. Now, do not torque these tight. Like I said, see, it's a screw, not a bolt, and they just go into plastic. So be very gentle reassembling. So I just gave everything a bit of a cleanup in there, and I've kind of reassembled the bottom half of this. So just like it came out, it goes back in, and you got to get that O-ring in there seated nicely. And then we got to line it up. So there is a definite way that this goes, and you can see there the holes, how they are going to have to match up. I can't really see, sorry, it's dark in there, but there is a way it lines up. You just keep, put it on kind of close, wiggle it, twist it down, and then make sure you get your holes lined up. And then the top goes in. Okay, I've got it in there. Same kind of orientation as when it came out. You can see there's a little, I'll show you on this one, see that little bar in the middle? I just lined that up. There's a bar that's on the coolant tank, so I just lined it up with that, so it's in the same kind of straight line. Actually, that's the way it goes, that side's up. And I also installed it with this pulled up, so there's no tension pushing down on the valve, on the gasket of the valve that's inside. So I'll show you on this other one here. So what that does, that pulls up like that plunger inside. There you can see it there. See that plunger in there moving? And I pull it up. So if you have it up and it kind of locks in the middle, there's a little channel there. So that just kind of takes the tension off. And said I'm only hand tightening these, and I've gone crisscross, just like you should do your wheel studs and head bolts and stuff like that. So just going around, getting everything a little bit, one bit tighter at a time. There's another bolt that's going in here. And you also notice I put the rad cap, it's just on there loosely. Really don't want to drop anything down there. You drop something down there and it's going to be a lot bigger job. So all those bolts are in, so we crisscrossed all around just till they're snug, nice and easy. We'll put that cap on, new cap. Excellent, and we'll start it up, make sure we got no leaks. Easy maintenance job done. So if you're checking your oil, have a look underneath that little plastic cap, that little plastic plate that's there, because good chance you're going to find maybe a bit of a leak. Okay, we just started it up, looking for leaks, looking like no leaks going on. So you open the valve, not that we really need to do that. And we're going to test the AOS too. So you test your AOS, see if it's leaking. You can open this and it'll get a bit of a lumpy idle. That's good. It'll almost stop if your air oil separator is gone bad. So that's all good. That's good news. So we'll let that run for a minute and get up to temperature. Watching for any leaks we get. Okay, we waited for the car to warm up a bit. Not a drop leaking out, and the pressure here is holding very well, so we'll be able to just let it cool down a little bit more and replace that. We might actually leave this off for a bit because it's going to be good to check that from time to time, but something you really should do. Here's the part numbers if you want to pause it. The one that ends in the 04 is the radiator cap, and then you got the bleeder valve, which again in 986 comes in a nice little box with all the gaskets and new set of screws, which is handy. But I'll put this in the description as well.